Hello, I am Daniel McClelland, and I'm here today to talk about a stock called Datavault AI. DVLT is the ticker symbol. So, who am I? I'm just someone who started using my analytical brain to research stocks in an effort to make money, right? And reduce my risk. And so, Datavault AI is a stock that I've been watching for well over a year now. And I'm not telling you that you should buy this stock. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice here. I'm just sharing with you my analysis. So, why do I think Datavault AI is going to, the price is going to jump through the roof? Look at this thing. Right now, it's trading at under 38 cents a share, and that's up. It's been down below that. We've got some news here that I'm going to get into in a moment that helps validate my theory here on why this stock is going to go up. As you can see here, the performance is horrible. It's down 100% over 5 years. It's, over a year, it's down 47% over 1 year. That's bad. Short interest is almost 20% and it's increasing. Wow. Okay, that's not great either. Okay, here we have our earnings. We do have a beat here, but the other three are all misses. That's not good. Usually for a stock to pop, you want three beats in a row. So we have a chance here with quarter two. If we get a beat here, then that'll be good. But right now it stands and doesn't look very good, right? But short-term technical sentiment is positive. That's good. We don't have any fundamentals because if we did, they would look horrible. So then why am I thinking this stock is going to pop? Well, my long-term theory has been that this stock is positioning itself in what is a future state. It's a company that's very young. It's coming into the technology too soon. It's a little too early. You got to be at the right time at the right place. And this stock's a little early, but what it's doing is it's building the foundation for Web 3.0, how we're going to conduct financial business in the future on the web. And how are we going to do that? Well, we already know that passwords are very unsafe. And the safer form is tokenization. And that's exactly what Datavault AI does. It is a blockchain technology that's all about tokenization, which means you pass information securely without requiring any passwords. It's much safer. They're building this technology and they've been in a building growth phase. So, of course, they haven't been profitable. And this stock has been beaten down pretty good here. It's trading at pretty much all-time lows here. 52, it's at 25. It's close to the all-time lows. And so that's been my theory that, because they're positioning themselves into how financial information is going to be securely and accountability, everything needs to be tracked and monitored, and you're going to need a technology to do that. And sure enough, we have the news popping out right here. Yesterday, Datavault AI gets an allowance for 24 claims, allowing all 24 claims. So it has a patent now with 24 patented claims, which means it has exclusive rights to these claims. For how long? Until 2045. So what exactly are these patents? All right, so this is, first, this is extremely rare for a teeny tiny little micro cap company. What is the capacity here? $300 million. It's a micro cap. That is very low. It has quite a bit of shares. It's very diluted. And that's been one of the main issues with this stock is its dilution. But now with this patent and other deal we're going to talk about, the dilution risk is reduced. So this patent. Okay, so this patent aligns directly with Datavault's core structure. It covers a system to prevent naked short selling. Okay, that basically just means it has that tokenization and it has that verification that you have to know who the buyer and sellers are. There's none of this sneaking around stuff, right? They have the technology that does that. The tokenized dividends is another big patent in here. That's huge infrastructure. that's on the blockchain. Now they can tokenize dividends. That's important. And this creates a real moat for a microcap company to have a real patents, real intellectual property, exclusivity, and real regulatory alignment. That is huge. That's not something that you normally see in a microcap company. That's an indicator right there. Okay, something's going on. This company's getting a lot of big patents and big deals for someone that supposedly was a dead company that wasn't going anywhere. That doesn't seem to fit the old narrative, does it? Seems to fit more into my narrative that this company was just a little too early, but now is starting to benefit because what has happened, right? We're getting these patents. Did I get through all the things with the patents? Well, no, there's more. Um, I just want to do a quick analogy. So this is like getting a patent to the engine that drives your entire product line. That's how big it is. It increases the credibility with regulators. And this is important because that improves your licensing potential with exchanges, brokers, stable coin issuers, etc., right? And then that decreases your dilution risk. So, sure enough, today, this morning, we get more news. The day after they get these patents, this very next day, we get a partnership, which is the Mandela Dollar, which is a stable coin. So the very next day, there's a stable coin partnership. And this helps validate Datavault's tech. It adds credibility. It adds a credible partnership, right? It positions it into the stablecoin space, which is exactly where we knew it was going. And then boom, here it is. Here's the partnership. It's actually going to start using its patents immediately. That's going to create revenue, right? It aligns. And so basically it's showing that the very next day we already have revenue potential. And more of these are going to start popping up because this tiny little company, is this going to remain a tiny little company for much longer, getting these kind of deals and these kind of patents? It's only a matter of time before this pops. So let's look at the chart here and let's figure out what's going on and when it's going to pop and why it hasn't popped yet. Well, the high short interest is going to help push the stock price down. So that's why it's not pumping. Every time it tries to pop today, it gets pushed down, pushed down. That's expected. That's expected because that's the shorts, they're keeping it pushed down. And there's not enough volume to drive it forward. That is how you're going to tell beyond anything else. Like right here on this day, all of a sudden you get over 100 million volume, boom, in one day. For a stock that normally gets between 20 and 40 million, you got over 100 in one day, boom, and it's been light. And then all of a sudden you get this big pop, this gap up. This is your first indicator of this. Something's going on. Then it pulled back a little bit, but not dramatically. Not much has happened. This deal's happened today, not much volume. Nobody's noticing it. Nobody's stepping in. And there's going to be no institutional support until this stock gets well over this 150-day moving average, right? I mean, it's below the 50-day right now. It needs to get over the 150. It needs to get over the 20-day. It needs to get up well over $1 before institutions are even going to start looking at it, maybe even over $10 before they start looking at it. So this is going to be up to us little retailers to say, do we think that they can execute on this technology? Well, they got the patents. They've already got a partnership. That's very promising. And this stock is really cheap right now. Very low risk as far as how much money you could lose. You could buy 1,000 shares of this for well under $400 right now. It's looking pretty good. But you want to be safe because this thing could not happen. Deals could fall through. So you really want to see the volume start picking up. And when you see that, you see, and the price start going up, it passes this 50-day moving average. Well, it's only going to just skyrocket up from there, especially if we get more positive news. All right, so that's my take on DVLT. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your comments, what you think is going to happen with this stock. Am I on the right track or am I completely nuts here? Let me know. All right, have a great day.